after the horrific shooting of 3 police officers in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, one of them being a black officer by the name of Montrell Jackson. I'll get into him a little bit later because he's actually an important quote. Now, this shooting, of course, followed the other horrible killing of 5 Dallas police officers last week. Now, after all that, President Obama had decided to go to speak at that memorial for those police officers in a show of, hey, police lives also matter, black lives matter, police lives. People are dead. Good people are dead. So, of course, he's going to go and honor them, right? Now, Dallas, by the way, the police officers did nothing wrong. And that's not to say that they would deserve being killed for doing something wrong. I'm not saying that at all. But they did nothing wrong. They were the Dallas PD was actually incredibly progressive in their policing. And violence, because of that, violence went down, arrests went down. They were a model police force that was targeted. Not by Black Lives Matter, but by, in fact, the guy who killed the Dallas police officers was so radical in his beliefs that no group took him. They called him unstable. And by the way, both shooters, the Baton Rouge shooter and the Dallas PD shooter, were both ex-military. I'm just saying. Maybe there was something, maybe they saw something, maybe something happened to them that made them snap. In this case, they're saying police officer killings of unarmed African American men, since both of these men were African American. Now, anyway, in Baton Rouge, I want to go to a quote from Officer Montrell Jackson, who wrote a viral Facebook post before he died, where he pleaded to, quote, not let hate infect your heart. I think that part of it was super powerful, because apparently Donald Trump is not taking that plea. And a lot of people are ignoring that. Unfortunately, he actually had this instead to say about President Obama. Let's watch.
Well, it's true. I mean, I watch the president, and sometimes the words are okay, but you just look at the body language. There's something going on. Look, there's something going on, and the words are not often okay.
What does that mean, there's something going on?
There's just bad feeling, and a lot of bad feeling about him. I see it, too. And there's a lot of bad feeling about him.
There's a lot of bad feeling. I got a bad feeling. Something's going on. Something. I don't know what it is, but something, and it's bad. And there's bad feelings. What a third grader. No. You know what? A third grader can speak far more eloquently than Donald Trump. This is a candidate for president. And yet he's talking like he's a child. Because he is a child. He said nothing of substance there. Nothing about President Obama. Well, his words are good, but then, I noticed his body language and it was bad. And I just feel like there's something bad. And I don't know what it is. Trump-Pence 2016, something bad. My God, man. No, you know what this is? This is him saying, yeah, President Obama says the words. He says he supports police. But you don't support police. Come on. No. He's anti-cop. That's what he is. He's out there doing a memorial on police, but he actually hates their guts. Oh, really? You could tell all of that by reading his body language. When did you become a body language expert, Donald? When? Which, by the way, look, body language expert, they already have one on Fox News. Dr. Keith Abloh. Where was he? Look, man, the whole thing, body language expert on a news show, that's kind of a bullshit occupation. Doesn't it? Doesn't it seem like it's bullshit? But look, they're on Fox and Friends, who are bullshit experts. As I said, these are the same people that invite Dr. Keith Abloh on to continuously read Obama's body language. They've done this before. And it turns out every time his body language is exactly what Republicans, what conservative, what the narrative has been already. Oh, he's not an American. He hates colonialism. He hates America. He hates white people. All of that. Oh, you could tell all of that from his body language. Right. Where did you get your degree, Dr. Abloh? A box of fucking Cracker Jacks? That's exactly what it seems. Look, this is what's wrong with today, okay? Look, you've got innocent members of the police that have been killed. You've got innocent black people being killed, and these idiots are on television talking about how, well, you know, the President Obama, he says the right things, but I got a bad feeling about him. I just got a bad feeling, and everybody's got a bad feeling, and it's bad, and there's something going on. God, this is ridiculous. Look, Trump is a monumentally stupid individual. But who are worse are the people on so-called news that enable him. And look, I know, what was it, Ducey? I believe it was either Ducey or Kill Me that asked, oh, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? No, you probably should have just shut him down. Like, no, what you're saying makes no sense, Donald Trump. Maybe you should elaborate on your bad feeling. And don't just tell me that it's bad. What does that actually mean? What does that mean? But of course, you're never going to get that answer from Donald Trump. Ever. Because he'll just go into 4 different other things and about how fantastic he is. So you'll never get your answer. But look, what the real issue here is, what do we do that actually stops the killing of police officers, for one, and stops the killing of innocent civilians? Now, it's not just black people. Yes, black people are killed at a disproportionate rate, higher than white people. But you know what? White people are also killed by cops. They're not all thugs. Black people aren't all thugs, okay? There are people out there that are getting killed by police that don't deserve it. And then, and the same thing, there are police getting out there being killed, like in Dallas, like in Baton Rouge, that are being killed who also didn't deserve it. I mean, here you had Montrell Jackson saying, look, sometimes it's hard for me to do my job, but I love my city. And I love my job, I love my uniform. And even though it's hard, I'm going to go out and do the best that I can to help my fellow man. That's exactly what you want in a police officer. And yet he was targeted and killed. It's like we lose all the good ones, and all the bad ones stay. That's sometimes what it feels like. And I know that's not true. There are a lot of good police officers out there. Okay? There's a lot of good police officers. And look, we've got to figure out a way to stop more people from dying. Whether you're an innocent person who is being stopped by a cop or a cop. We've got to stop the violence, man. And that was Montrell Jackson's whole point. We've got to not let hate infect our hearts. And unfortunately, Donald Trump and Fox News, their hate of our president is infected their hearts. And that is the problem here. And look, what we've got to do is, stop listening to what the politicians say. And stop listening to what all the pundits are saying. And actually realize that you can think that Black Lives Matter as well as support the police. We've got to come together instead of being divided by these divisive politics of right versus left bullshit. I support Black Lives Matter because I think Black Lives matter. That doesn't mean that other lives don't matter. And I support the police, and I think their lives matter too. That's how we should all feel.